come in, one and all. Yes, the celebration is just getting ready to begin because we're celebrating two things here on the channel this time. In True Review 800, baby. 800. And you may have noticed in the title that it kind of says Scorponok Enhanced. And I don't really have an add-on kit per se. I'm going to show him, and a lot of people have asked this since I looked at Fasttrack and Black Roritchi. I'm going to show how really Black Roritchi and two Guardminders, because I have two Fasttracks as Guardminders, how they can interact with Scorponok in robot mode, in Scorpion mode, and in base mode. But thanks to friend of the channel, Grimlock, we have a number of 3D printed parts, add-ons, upgrades, if you will, that enhance Scorponok. See where I was going with it? So we have a whole lot to unpack. It's not really a review. We already know Scorponok is awesome. I already looked at the guy. It's how effective is this enhancement? Is this upgrade to him? Well, we're about to find out when we jump into a celebration in the latest GotBot True Review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. That's right, it's me, your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe while you're at it. Loud 'em up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It'll let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, a whole bunch of groups that I am either a mod on or an admin for. All of that is linked in the description. Check out all my social media. All of that is linked in the description. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, hit the join button right here on YouTube and become a channel member. And we are having a huge celebration, man, for a couple of reasons today that I'll get into in just a little bit. But not the least of which is True Review 800. Yeah, there's more videos here on the channel than that, but man, what another milestone. And I always, if you know me, you know I try to do something special for the hundreds. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it forever, but I'm trying to do something special for it. And with 100, for example, I done Primus. With 200, I think I done my very first Transformer, which was Red Bumblebee, who I always called Cliff Jumper. G1 Red Bumblebee, who I always call Cliff Jumper. 300 might have been Triptychon, maybe, I'm not sure. 400 I think was the Covenant of Primus, if I'm not mistaken. I might have some of this wrong. But 500, 600, 700 had something else. This time we are doing 800, and it's everything to do with this guy. Now, I've already done the transformations and all that jazz, because we've done the review for him before. So I'm not going to show the transformations and the articulation and whatnot. We know it by now. And if you don't, go back and check out that review after this. This is how good that enhancements work. Over the last little while, especially on GotBot Goes Live, I have talked about how I have two Guardminders. I've talked about the Tyrant Spear being Black Roritchi. I've talked about these upgrades that I was kind enough to get from Grimlock, and I do have a link down in the description so that if you want to like explore printing these up yourself, if you have a 3D printer or whatever, you can do so. And whether or not they're actually effective and how they too can interact across all of the modes. What parts am I talking about? We have some ramp extensions, we have his big blaster, we have extra cannons for like the shoulders, these shoulder cannon things. Is that it? I'm not sure if that's it. That might be it, but like there's a lot here to unpack, and I think all of it greatly enhances the dude. I have babbled on here long enough. Man, let's get over to the table and get this celebration underway. And yes, indeed, today is a massive celebration of two things. Two milestones here on the channel. One, we just recently hit 4,000 subscribers. I cannot thank each and every person who has helped the channel to grow and continues to help the channel to grow, whether they've been here once or all 800 times for True Review. Plus, all of the stop motions and countdowns and everything else. The other thing that we are celebrating is that this is True Review 800, and I've been talking about bits and pieces of this for some time. We looked at the Titan class Scorponok, who I said is my swan song to Titan. Like, I'm good with the Titans I have. I think the main cast of Titans that makes sense has been covered. I think whatever's done now might be cool, but it's so much shoehorned in there. And for the real estate that these guys take up, and for the investment of funds, I think I'm good with Titan. Now, I looked at Scorponok and kind of my ultimate Decepticon base back in episode 757. And honestly, I loved it then, I love it now, but I feel like the base is even better now because of some add-on things. Now, when I say some add-on things, what do I mean by that? Well, because we looked at everything before, I don't need to go through the transformations, but now we incorporate Black Roritchi, we incorporate not one but two Fasttrack as the Guardminders, we incorporate, thanks to Grimlock on, and I'll put a link to this down in the description, we have these 3D printed parts. They are track extenders. We have his huge orange cannon, both parts of it. The gray part is on the other side. And we have two more of these that are on the back of his shoulders right now. I'll show all of that from different angles in a few moments. But we have all of the minions now, and we have all these extra parts that I feel like makes this guy feel absolutely complete, at least to me. I found a way to literally incorporate every single thing on him in all three modes. So, let's kick off with what's incorporated where. Oh, we have a track piece right there on the side. If you're wondering how it's attached, there's a peg right there. There's a peg hole right there. So that's how that goes on. It fits pretty good. If we come up, we have Fastrack attached underneath using the peg on his tummy. We put it into a peg hole on the underside of the arm. This is basically the mode that he's in when like he's double cannons over the shoulders of Run Amok or Deluxes, except I have the hips angled down here. I have that done on both undersides of the arm, so now he has like 4 small blasters coming out from under his arm. Then we get to the orange blaster and how that is attached. I'm hoping you can see inside of his claw. In his claw there's a piece that actually fits in there. It has a 5mm peg coming off of it. That peg goes into a slot on the blaster handle. Now the blaster sits at a little bit of an angle because of it, but I'm still I'd rather have it than not have it. On the front of the shoulder we have the stock double barrel cannon things that come with him. On the back we have some 3D printed ones. We'll see them better later, but I love the 3D printed ones. They attach the exact same way. Now the 3D printed ones actually have 4 port holes as well, so if you're inclined you could actually put those on his forearm. I put them on the shoulder, but I mean there's nothing saying you can't put them on the forearm, where for example we currently have his shield. If you don't want the shield there and you want to have big cannons on the forearms, go for it, man, because the 3D printed ones attach the exact same way. You also see that backpack from Fasttrack there on the arm as well. So that's incorporated. By the way, there's another look at the 3D printed cannons. And our beautiful boy, Black Roritchi as the Tyrant Spare. Okay, so now a couple of kind of caveats before we go on here. First, anyone conceivably could have Black Roritchi and at least 2 of the Fasttracks, assuming you can find them. Same with Scorponok, again, assuming you can find it. I know there are things about like price prohibition, and there are things about poor distribution. Man, look, go back, check out my discussion about was Earthrise worth it. I address all of it there, talking about, you know, the financial side of it and like the business side of it. But conceivably all that's possible. There are some terrific add-on sets explicitly offered by DNA Design. I think that they are beautiful as well. I really do. I think that they're excellent. But they're not going to be for everyone. If you own or have access to a 3D printer, for example, or you know someone who does, this is another option you can do to add those kind of missing parts. I mean, you know, if you're cool with the shoulder blasters being what they are, if you're cool with the like scorpion legs being how they are stock out a package, if you're fine with the fact that the ankles have that opening like gap thing, cool. So this won't be for everyone, but it definitely can fill a bill. I say that because I'm sure that there are some people now who will say, you could just get the DNA set. And you could get both of them. That's up to you. This is just another option, and that's why I'm going to put the link in the description. Now, before we look at the Scorpion mode, I'm going to show you the extra parts here closer up first. So this is the piece that's in the claw, and like I dig it, I like it. There's another peg in here. I don't know why this folds out. I think it has something to do with base mode. I have two of these. One is better tolerance than the other, but this is, in essence, and this peg here is what you use, in essence, for that big orange blaster. Track extender pieces, cool, I dig it. These ones were done in orange with some black detailing. I mean, obviously you can do them in any color you want, but I like the orange. And I like the black detailing, to be honest with you. And of course, it still connects exactly like the Siege Earthrise stuff connects. Then we get to the shoulder cannon piece. I love the design here. The extra silver, the extra red is beautiful on it. The sheen is amazing. But when we come to this side, we have a peg. This red peg is actually removable. So if you want, you can use the 4 peg holes there, 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 and there. And those 4 peg holes can allow this to go on his forearm if you're inclined in any mode. And then finally we have this. The gray piece can be in 1 solid part or 2 pieces. Same with the orange, 1 solid part or 2 pieces. Let's talk about the gray piece first. Alright man, so here we have the gray piece. This is 1 solid piece. If you have it as 2, the connection is right here by 3 small pegs. If you have it as 1, well, that's cool too. It's arguable which is better. For me, the 2 pieces, and I do have both, I have it as 2 pieces and as 1. The 2 pieces don't really like to stay connected well here, which is fine, usually, because it'll stay connected to the blaster. But if I want to go to city mode and I want this to be a spire or a tower, it not staying together doesn't work well. So I like the 1 piece for being able to do that mode. But the 1 piece does come with a price. I had one of the pegs break off and I ended up fixing it with a ton of Gorilla Glue. And in doing so, like you can see the extra there, but you know what? It fits on in all modes now and it's solid. I know that that's ugly, but like, I don't care. As long as it's solid and doesn't break, I don't care, man. So yeah, 1 piece or 2, that's up to you. Same here with the orange blaster. It can be 1 piece or 2. This one is actually 2 pieces. But it fits together really well. The tolerance here is actually really good. This side, understandably hollow, but normally this side is either not facing you in, say, city mode, or it's covered in with the gray piece. So kind of who cares? Because the side that shows is just fine. Now, Grimlock Gun is still working with and tweaking and making this design better, and I've seen some prototypes since that are even smoother. Yeah, this is pretty tremendous, I'm not gonna lie. And so yes indeed, here we are with the next mode, intact. This is the Scorpion mode, again with absolutely everything on it. We're gonna see it from a couple of different angles while I explain kind of how certain things are on here. If we start off at the front, we have the 3D printed shoulder cannons on the top here. The regular shoulder cannons are down on the bottom of the shoulder. We still have everything to do with Fasttrack, or the Guardminders, if you will, on the 2 claws. We have the backpack still on the side where it always was. And now the bottom of the claw is the top of the claw. So what we had there is now extra blasters on top of the claw. Now again, like this is just showing that you can have all of this on here. I mean, some people would look at it and be like, well, why would you do that? And I tend to agree with you. I don't think I would generally do this either, but it is an option if you are somebody who wants to have everything included on yours. On the main body, we have some Black Roritchi pieces right there on top. The huge blaster can go sandwiched in between the legs. There is a peg on the gray piece that goes into really a screw hole on one of the legs, and that kind of holds it in place. All right. The orange track extenders, they stay on the side of the legs where they always were, and just because I like to give the stinger a little bit of extra oomph, we have the backpack of Black Roritchi with the little spear piece put on the stinger. Why not, man? And that brings us to the final mode, and the one that I think is the pièce de résistance. I think that now, with all of these bits and pieces included, the base mode or city mode, whatever you want to call it, looks so much more full, evolved, and complete. As I said, man, pièce de résistance. This, to me, looks like a city. It looks like a base. It looks like a fortress. We have so much more here. On the side of the legs over here and over here, we have most of Fastrack put there as extra kind of spires, defense embankments, if you will, with, again, 1, 2, 3, 4 orange blasters. Instead of just flat, plain, panels, I suppose. You still have connections free at the end of the tracks. We have track extenders on there now. I have them down flat, but I mean, if you wanted them out like that, there's no reason why you can't have more of a bridge type of look. The blaster can come apart, the gray piece and the... I have to straighten up the gray piece here. The gray piece and the orange piece. There are peg holes back there where both of them peg in the way that they did in G1. I have most of Black Roritchi set up as a spire with a peak, being the spare part. In the front there, I have extra blasters put on the inside of the arms, being the backpacks of Fasttrack, and on the outside being the extra blaster pieces. Like, to me, this fills the bill. This looks like a Scorponok base. This looks imposing. This looks busy. This looks like it could be lived in as a fortress. I'm gonna show parts of it a little closer here. Okay, so here we go across, kind of up here a little bit. You have an idea of how this is working out. Now remember, again, this is just one configuration. There's many. The arms of Black Roritchi are back there. There's another spire building embankment, if you will. This is this is one configuration. You could do different things. Naturally, if you wanted to have the Fastrack and or Roritchi in the tank mode, they could attach to the end via the siege Earthrise manner of tabbing together. Again, an enormous thanks to Grimlock Gone. He was a tremendous help in making this happen. I feel like this guy's complete. I mean, to each their own, but I feel like now this guy is about as complete as I could want. I didn't grade Black Roritchi and Fastrack the highest because they have certain articulation limits, but you know what? The versatility of being able to do this is exactly why I'm glad I have all of them. The 3D printed parts, I mean, you can get an add-on kit, cool, go for it if that's the way you want to go. If you're a 3D printer type of person, I hope that this helps you. It certainly helps me. I, again, can't thank Grimlock Gone enough. To me, these parts, these pieces, all of this coming together helps make this base an absolute knockout slam dunk 10. And here we are once again. Here he is, and I love the guy. I think he's a stupendous, tremendous Titan. I feel like now he's complete. As a robot, he has his tyrant spear. He has his canons, I guess we'll call them, on the front of his shoulder and on the back of his shoulder. He has his huge orange blaster. He has his... I'll say his two Guardminder minions. Now granted, the Guardminders and Black Roritchi actually go with Black Zarak. But you know what? I'm cool with putting them with Mega Zarak or Scorponok, if you will. I have no problem with Zarak here having extra minions. I'm cool with it. Absolutely. I love this. He feels complete now. The extra blasters feel complete and they have a beautiful shine on them. With the big blaster, feels complete. The ramp extensions, they're just cool. They're neat to have. In Scorpion mode, he feels extra bulked up as if he wasn't a threat and bad enough to begin with. now he has a ton of stuff. But the biggest difference, I think, is in the base mode. It looks like a base. It looks like a city. It's not bare bones anymore. And as a base, it now has innumerable defenses with, a couple of huge cannons. And if you take the backs off of the Fasttracks, there's little blasters there. The orange hand cannon things, they're blasters. Black Roritchi, the purple one, that's a blaster. So, like, he is an armed up, defensed up defense base. I can't thank Grimlock enough for providing me with the finishing touches on this guy. Hopefully, it can service you as well. Like I said, the link for that's in the description. And while I initially thought, hey, maybe we should have gotten his minions in the box with him, considering now we can kind of customize it and have it be like either just fast track, or you can do, as I did, have Black Roritchi and a couple as Guardminders. There's options here for how much you want to kind of arm up, defense up this Titan, and how imposing you want to make this Titan. In fact, he might be the most imposing Titan of them all. Thank you, one and all, for being a part of this community, for being here. If you've only been here once, if you've been here through all 800 reviews, if you have been a fan of the stop motions, or if you're here for the countdowns, whatever it is that makes you be an active member here on the channel, I thank you humbly from the bottom of my heart. Honestly, right now is not the time for me to rest. It's time to head toward the next goal, baby. And yeah, what else can I say? Thanks for coming by and giving me some of your extremely valuable time. You know how appreciated it is. Let me know what you think about this guy. I always love to hear from you guys. Don't forget, honestly, somehow, someway, each and every single day, man, you do make a difference. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon, see what we offer to you through Teespring, or of course you can hit the join button right here on YouTube. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll look forward, baby, to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres, or the old-fashioned way, baby, right here inside the videos.